Money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Money's moving to me. What's going on, beautiful people? Happy Sunday to you all. I hope that you've had an amazing day thus far. If not, it's about to get that much better. And so, listen, I'm not going to be before you long tonight at all, but I did want to come on here briefly because I believe that a lot of you that will hear what I'm saying tonight will have a paradigm shift that will help you with becoming and having all that God has for you and seeing things through the proper lens. So, if you're watching me live right now, go ahead, let me know who's here, rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and get started with what I want to share with you and start with my intro with as always. So my name is Sharita Leon. I went from being a homeless, disabled single mom to a two-time #1 best-selling author with books that were on the bestsellers list for over 2 years straight. I'm also a life, relationship, and business coach and internet marketing strategist, entrepreneur, international speaker, and the protege of legendary Les Brown, a forex trader and investor, and I empower my tribe to live their God-given purpose while creating wealth and have healthy relationships. I'm also a believer, and my faith is exuded in all that I do. So welcome. Now, as you see in the title, I want to talk to those of you right now that are freaking out. You're freaking out when you look at your bills. You're freaking out because maybe some type of, traumatic experience may have happened to you right now in your life. Maybe you've had a really big, intense heartbreak or something going on that's causing you to operate outside of a place of peace and calmness and confidence in who you are. And so let me share with you a quick story of what happened to me just last night. Oh my goodness. Y'all, last night I was freaking out. It was late at night, early morning, around maybe midnight, 1 o'clock, right? Something like that. And I had gone in to log into the system for one of my businesses. And I log into my system and I see that all of my work and monetary gain was just wiped out. And I was like, what the heck is going on right now? I literally was like, wait, my eyes must be playing tricks on me. Like, what is going on? And so I'm going through everything. I'm double checking. I'm logging out, logging back in, and it's still saying the same thing. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, how could this have happened? And I'm instantly like lost for words. I'm freaking out. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't even call to find out what's going on because ain't nobody open at 1 o'clock in the morning. So here I am sitting here, literally, y'all. It almost came to the point where I was feeling sick to my stomach. Like that's how crazy it was. And before you know it, a whole whirlwind of thoughts come in your mind, and now it's like, oh my gosh, what was me? You want to have a pretty, what do you call it? Not a pity party, and I'm like, this is not good. So about after 20 minutes of me freaking out, I paused and I said, wait a minute, Sharita, you know this can't be right. What is actually written? What do you actually have? What is ironclad for sure how this works? What is actually happening? So I said, you know what? Let me go back and do some research. I went to make sure because I'm the type of person that I have all of my receipts. Okay. I make sure that if anything ever happens, I have enough evidence to prove that I know what I'm talking about and that I'm not in the wrong. So I went back and looked at some things and I said, okay, well, this is what I thought. Like, this has to be something wrong. And so after I went, I confirmed that it was written. I went to sleep. What am I saying? See, a lot of you right now are going through some things in life and it's causing you to freak out. And you're looking at what's in front of you because what's in front of you seems real. What's in front of you may cause some discomfort. What's in front of you may cause you to feel sick. What's in front of you may be the exact opposite of what God has said about you. But because it's right there in your face, you believe that more than what's actually written. See, after I got out my emotions and I went back to what was written, I knew that that was my truth. Yes, the fact was that my system said something totally opposite of what I knew it to be true. But I chose to believe the truth over the fact and was able to go to sleep in peace knowing that I'm good. See, what is God saying about your situation? What is written about your health? What is written about your finances? What is written about your relationships? When you know what is written, that becomes your truth. And so no matter what kind of emotional roller coasters you may go through, no matter what life brings your way, you know that the truth is, if God be for me, who could be against me? You know that the truth is, he has given me the power to get wealth. You know that the truth is, by his stripes, I'm already healed. What is written about your situation? If you're going through things and it seems like every time you try something, it doesn't work, and it seems like you're losing more in life, that may be the fact at the moment. But what does the truth say? What is the written truth? The written truth is that he always causes you to triumph. See, triumph is even more elaborate than winning. When you live a triumphant lifestyle, is that everything is super exceeding just winning. It's taking you to a place of victory at all times. That is what is written about you. So tonight, I want to encourage you and remind you that you need to stop freaking out. Hey, Pastor Sean, you need to stop freaking out and stop letting your emotions create these different ideas and making you sway from one way to another. Because last night, let me tell you something, it felt really real when I went and I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? My body immediately started to conform to what I was thinking. See, a lot of us are walking around with things that are off in our bodies, not because something's actually wrong with your body, but because of the things that you're thinking, the conversations that you're having with yourself, the limiting beliefs that are warring against the truth. And so your body follows your mind. This is why you can have a coach or a trainer and you're working out and you're screaming, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. This is too much. And they're like, no, you're good. Keep going. See, the trainer already knows, the coach knows where your body can actually go. And so they're going to push you beyond what your limiting belief is because the body follows the mind. And once you're able to control this thing right here, you control every other part of your life. Let the same mind that was in Christ Jesus be in you. Was Jesus ever moved by anything that he saw, that he heard, that he felt, that he experienced? Did any of those things that he encountered in his 33 years of ministry ever lead him astray from the call and desire of God on his life? It never did. It never did. Because he knew what was written. When Jesus comes as an adult to introduce himself to the world in the synagogue, he comes literally opening up the book and says, bam, this is what's written. He comes and says, this is what's written, this is who I am. And that's how the world was introduced to Jesus, by what was written. What is written about you and your situation? Because a lot of us don't know. We hear it, right? We may even read it, but you don't know. You don't know something until you actually bring it into manifestation. We have a lot of head knowledge, but not experiential knowledge. When you know something, you actually live out what you know. Your knowing is exuded by the actions that follow the knowledge that you have. So I had to get out of myself and say, Sharita, you're tripping right now. You're going crazy right now for something that you know has to be an error. See, that's a different level of consciousness. When you say that this has to be an error, oh no, my bank account can't be negative. Oh, that has to be an error. Wait, you mean to tell me that I can't travel when I want to travel? That's an error. When your consciousness becomes the mind of Christ and a consciousness of abundance, you realize that anything that is mediocre certainly has to be an error. This is not my life. I don't care what my bank account is saying. I don't care what these crazy people are telling me. I don't care what this doctor's report is saying. That is not my life. Oh no, that's not what's written about me. And so this is why we have to take time to be intentional about how we are feeding and developing ourselves, because everything that we desire is on the other side of the current mindset that we have. Operating from a place of knowing on what is written and solid and not what we're currently feeling. That alone will change your life. So I have an assignment for you. I want you to write down what you have been currently experiencing that has caused you to feel like you're overwhelmed. What are the stories that are happening? What is happening? Because this is the thing. The more we think about something and we allow it to marinate and get into our heart, we become that very thing. And we now attract every situation to confirm how we actually feel. And this is how you can say things like, well, see, I knew this wasn't going to work. Well, you knew it wasn't going to work. And lo and behold, it did not work. Because it went from your mind to your heart. And as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You begin to feel and believe that I knew it wasn't going to work. And so now the universe will align everything to go with what you believe. You attract what you believe. And so if that's the case, the same energy I put into believing negative things, the same energy that I put into believing what I'm seeing or feeling is the same energy that I now have to transmute into believing that I am wealthy. The same energy that I have to believe that I attract great leaders of influence and only leaders of influence want to work with me. That same energy has to be transmuted to now everything that I touch turns into gold. Not what I'm seeing, not what's before me, because I'm going to attract that. And I had to check myself. I was getting frustrated about something today. I said, I can't be around these people. And I'm like, this is why. I said, nope. That's what you're not going to do, Sharita, because that right there is the reason why you have the people that you have right now. So I said, okay, conscious interrupt, as Mr. Lloyd says, let me change what I'm saying and what I'm feeling so that way I can actually have what I want. I can only have what I want when I change the energy that I exude into the world. Is my energy matching my desires? Not what I'm seeing, but my desires. Once my energy can match my desires, I can now attract it to me. And at that point, manifestation comes. So tonight, stop freaking out. What you're seeing is temporal. What you're seeing is literally subject to change. What you're seeing is literally subject to change. But guess what? You're the one who subjects the change. You create the change. And the faster you create the mental change, the faster the manifestation in the natural shows up. So focus on what you want, focus on what is actually written, because the written word cannot be broken. His word does not come back unto him void. It must accomplish every single thing that he's called it to do. And since you're made in his image and in his liking and in his image and likeness, every word that you speak can't come back unto you void. Every word that you speak, regardless of what's in front of you, every word that you speak can't come back unto you void. And this is also why the word says at that day of judgment, your words will be judged. Your tongue is literally a weapon. For good or bad, that's up to you. So let's purposely and intentionally fight against what we may currently be feeling if it's the opposite of what we know is true. And right now, that's exactly what I had to tell myself on a couple of things, a few things to be exact. I said, you know what? I'm going to choose to believe the good in this. And they may be lying, it may be off, and hey, I don't know. But I would rather put my energy into believing good than bad. I'm sitting here with all these thoughts in my mind, literally feeling angry and frustrated for what? That you created this. You don't know what's actually happening. So let that energy move into positivity. Let them be proven guilty. Don't just condemn them from day one. Let them be proven guilty if that be the case. But let's focus on positive energy. Let's focus on what we actually want. And the more we do that, the more our circumstances have to change. We are more powerful than we actually realize. We are way more powerful than we actually realize. And that's because most of us are just here looking at the body. That's the one part of us that we focus on, not realizing that we are first spirit. We are first spirit. We are first gods on the earth, according to Psalm. So if I'm God on the earth, I need to start acting like it. Am I using my God likeness in every area of my life? Am I operating like a God right now? Like these are things that we need to consider. A higher way of thinking, a higher consciousness. In this situation, how would God react to it? What? How would God react to this situation? Or how would he respond, rather? That's a higher level of accountability. And we don't always like accountability. That's when the little fleshy side wants to come in. Well, I'm just human. You're not just human. Don't even say stuff like that. You're not just human. That's a lie. That's one of the biggest lies that anyone that is of the faith of Christ can say. How are you just a human? We're not just humans. That's just a part of who we are. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I pray that tonight we stop freaking out and we tell our soulish realm, which is the will, the mind, and the emotion, to get in alignment, to subject that flesh to the spirit man, the God in you, so that everything that is written about you, the prosperous thoughts, the thoughts of an expected end, all those thoughts that he has for you, that he's written about you, let us see that by the way we choose to operate in our God-likeness. All right? Thank you all for hopping on tonight. I appreciate you. If you'd like to know how to work with me personally and secure the bag, get in my inbox and I can show you how to do that too, honey. And I will see you all next time. Have an amazing evening. Of course, until next time, only believe until the end and go get your life. Be blessed, everybody. Bye.
I'm a millionaire, money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it. I'm a millionaire.